Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. All things is a very, very big phrase. And it really does mean all things work together for our good, because he goes on and he talks about enduring tribulation and distress and persecution and famine and nakedness and peril and sword down in verse 35. And he says, in all those things, we are more than conquerors, meaning they're all working together for our good. Or verse 32, how will he not give us all things since he gave us Christ? So the all things really does include the most painful things in the world. That's why this verse has historically been so precious to suffering Christians. So here's the question. For whom is this promise true? And the verse contains two answers, right? For those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And we're not left to guess at what that call is, because he proceeds immediately to say, because those whom he foreknew, he predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. And those whom he foreknew, he predestined. And those whom he predestined, he called. And those whom he called, he justified. And those whom he justified, he glorified. So right in that golden chain of absolute certainty of our salvation is the word called. And he says every one of the called is justified. And we know that justification is by faith alone. And therefore the call of God is the call of God into the life of faith. He awakens faith. He awakens life. It's like Lazarus. Lazarus, come forth out of the grave. That's the call of God on our life. He raises us from the dead. So if you are called by God, that is, if he has awakened faith and spiritual life within you, it's your verse. And the other qualification is those who love God. And loving God is precisely what happens to you when you are called from death to life. Unbelievers don't love God. They love the world. They love everything but God. But when God sovereignly calls us out of death into life, the life that he gives us is, I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. And so this verse is yours if you have been called and if you love God. So I would say very specifically, trust Jesus that he has called you. You are his. You're banking on his promises. You're counting on his blood and righteousness to be your acceptance. And then love God and own this verse in all the moments of your life, both happy and painful.
Amen. To God, Yahuwah, be the glory, through Jesus Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, my Lord. Amen.